Welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating error types in numismatics, the double-die wheat penny. These coins are not only rare but incredibly valuable if you know what to look for. So let's explore the top 5 double-die wheat penny coins, their history, and how much they're worth today. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but has hidden value if you know what to look for. We're talking about the 1951D Lincoln Wheat Penny with a double die obverse. This coin was minted in Denver in 1951, a year when over 625 million pennies were produced, making it one of the more common wheat cents. But what sets this particular coin apart is a rare variety known as the double die obverse. While not as dramatic or famous as the 1955 double die, the 1951D double die variety still holds value among collectors who seek out error coins. This error occurred during the minting process when the obverse die received a misaligned or repeated impression from the hub, causing slight but noticeable doubling on certain elements of the coin. In the case of the 1951D double die obverse, the doubling is subtle and typically seen on the date, the letters in Liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust." It's not the kind of doubling that jumps out at you immediately. In fact, many collectors, and even dealers might overlook it if they're not using magnification or aren't familiar with the known varieties. But with a good 10x or 20x loupe, and the right lighting, you can spot it. It's a great example of a hidden treasure that could be sitting in your coin jar or old change box. If you find this variety in fine condition, meaning the coin shows moderate wear with most of the major details still visible, you're looking at a value of around $5 to $15, depending on the visibility of the doubling and overall coin condition. It might not seem like a lot, but remember, this is a coin that was minted by the millions and spent decades in circulation. Finding one with a known variety, even in lower grades, is a rewarding discovery for collectors. And if your coin happens to be in better condition, say, extremely fine, about uncirculated, or even mint state, the value can increase significantly. High-grade examples with strong, clear doubling can fetch $50 to over $150 or more, especially if they're certified by trusted grading services like PCGs, NGC, or NX. The 1951D double die is one of those coins that teaches us a key lesson in coin collecting: details matter. It's not always the flashy or famous errors that make a collection valuable. Sometimes, it's the quiet, easily overlooked coins that surprise you. This is why using proper tools and educating yourself about known varieties is so important. Many collectors focus only on the well-known coins, like the 1955 double die or the 1969S, but they miss out on opportunities like this 1951D. It might not make headlines, but it's a solid find and an excellent piece to add to any error coin collection. So if you come across a 1951D wheat penny, don't toss it aside just because it looks worn or common. Take a closer look at the date, Liberty, and "In God We Trust." Use a magnifier, check reliable coin variety guides like Wexler's or Variety Vista, and compare your coin carefully. You might be holding a double die and not even know it. And if you do find one, consider preserving it properly. Place it in a protective holder, avoid cleaning it, and think about submitting it for grading if the doubling is strong enough. Grading not only protects the coin, but also increases its market value by confirming its authenticity. That's it for today's video on the 1951D double die wheat penny in fine condition. These small discoveries are what make coin collecting so exciting. It's not always about big money, it's about history, detail, and the thrill of the hunt. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell icon so you never miss out on the next hidden treasure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. In today's video, we're going to talk about a coin that's not only important because of its age, but also because of its error and scarcity: the 1909S Lincoln Wheat Penny with a double die obverse. This is one of the earliest and most historically significant coins in the Lincoln cent series, and the double die version makes it even more desirable to collectors. The 1909 penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint during the first year of the Lincoln cent design introduced by Victor David Brenner. That year, two major varieties were produced, one with the designer's initials VD on the reverse, and one without. The version without the initials, known simply as the 1909S, had a mintage of just under 1.8 million coins, making it already a low mintage and key date coin for the series. But a small number of these coins also show a rare double die obverse. This doubling occurred during the minting process when the working die received a misaligned or overlapping impression from the hub. In the case of the 1909S double die obverse, the doubling is subtle and appears mostly in the motto, "In God We Trust," and sometimes on the word, "Liberty." The doubling is not as dramatic as what you see on the 1955 double die, but it's still visible under magnification, and genuine examples have been confirmed and are highly sought after by advanced collectors. Because of the coin's early date, low mintage, and error status, even lower grade examples are in demand. If you are lucky enough to own a 1909S double die obverse penny in fine condition, meaning the coin has moderate circulation wear but retains all major details, its value is already significant. Even in fine condition, these coins can be worth between $300 and $600 or more, depending on the sharpness of the details and how clear the doubling is. If the coin is authenticated and attributed by a major grading service such as PCGs, NGC, or ANAX, that value can increase even further. The grading label confirms to buyers and collectors that the coin is genuine and makes it much easier to sell or trade. One thing to keep in mind with the 1909S double die is that it is often confused with regular 1909S cents that have mechanical doubling or post-mint damage. This is why proper authentication and magnification are critical. Use a 10x or higher loupe and inspect the motto carefully. Look for strong, rounded doubling, not flat or shelf-like, and make sure it matches known die markers for the variety. If you're uncertain, consult a trusted dealer or send the coin to a grading company that can officially attribute it for you. Finding a true 1909S double die obverse penny is a rare event. Most collectors go their entire lives without seeing one in person, but they are out there, and sometimes they're sitting quietly in old collections, coin albums, or inherited boxes. If you come across a 1909S wheat penny, take the time to inspect it carefully. Even if it's not a double die, it still holds significant value due to the low mintage and historical importance as the first-year San Francisco Lincoln cent. But if you do find the double die version, even in a circulated fine grade, you've got something very special in your hands. So keep checking your coins, use proper tools, and always research known error varieties. The world of numismatics is full of hidden gems, and the 1909S double die obverse penny is one of them. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced collector, coins like this remind us that history, rarity, and condition can all come together to create real value. In this video, we're exploring one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in the Lincoln Wheat Penny series, the 1922 Lincoln cent. At first glance, it might not seem special. It's just a penny from the early 20th century. But the truth is, the 1922 penny is extremely unique, and certain versions of it are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's break down why. First, the history. In 1922, Lincoln cents were produced only at the Denver Mint. That means every genuine 1922 penny should have a small D mint mark on the front of the coin under the date. No cents were struck at the Philadelphia or San Francisco mints that year, which makes this issue different from other years. But due to overuse and heavy polishing of the coin dies, some 1922 cents were struck with a die that had its mint mark completely worn away. This led to a very rare and valuable variety known as the 1922 No D weak reverse, or simply the 1922 No D Lincoln cent. There are a few variations of the 1922 penny. The most famous and valuable is the 1922 No D with strong details on the reverse, which shows a well-defined wheat design and clean lettering. This variety was created when a die pair was used, where the obverse die lost the mint mark due to excessive polishing, but the reverse die was still strong. Because no cents were made in Philadelphia that year, this coin was originally assumed to be a Philadelphia issue, but numismatists later confirmed it came from Denver. This is a genuine mint error, not damage or wear, and it's extremely collectible. If you have a 1922 penny and it has no mint mark, the first thing to do is check the reverse. If the wheat ears are sharp and clear, and the front has a missing mint mark with no signs of tampering, then you might have the rare no-D variety. These coins, even in fine condition, can be worth serious money. In fine condition, which means the coin shows noticeable wear, but still has all major design elements visible, a genuine 1922 no-D strong reverse cent can be worth anywhere from $400 to $700 or more, depending on market demand and eye appeal. In higher grades, the price jumps dramatically, often selling for thousands at auction, but not every 1922 penny without a mint mark is rare. Some examples were struck with a weak D mint mark that is barely visible or completely faded due to over-polished dies. These are sometimes mistaken for the rare no-D variety, but they are worth far less. A weak D cent in fine condition might bring $10 to $20, depending on quality. It's very important to distinguish between the true no-D strong reverse variety and the common weak D coins. This is why authentication is critical. If you believe you have a 1922 no-D penny, it's best to have it examined by a professional, or submit it to a trusted grading company like PCG's, NGC, or Annex. They can determine whether the coin is the rare variety and assign it the correct designation, which dramatically increases its value and credibility in the collector's market. To recap, the 1922 Lincoln Wheat Penny is special for one big reason: it was only minted in Denver. The no-D variety is a legendary mint error that continues to excite collectors. In fine condition, it's still very valuable and desirable, but always verify your coin properly. Use a magnifier, compare to known photos of authentic varieties, and seek professional certification if needed. So if you come across a 1922 penny with no mint mark, don't spend it. Don't clean it. Don't overlook it. It could be a key variety worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These small coins are part of American minting history, and finding one is like uncovering a piece of buried treasure. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most famous and legendary error coins in American numismatic history, the 1955 double-die obverse Lincoln Wheat Penny. This coin is known by collectors all over the world and is often referred to as the king of all double-die pennies. What makes this coin so special is the dramatic doubling on the front side of the coin, something that even an untrained eye can spot without a magnifying glass. This is not a minor error or a subtle variety, it is one of the boldest and most obvious double dies ever released into circulation by the U.S. Mint. The 1955 double die error occurred during the minting process when the working die received a second, misaligned impression from the hub, resulting in a clear doubling of the inscriptions on the obverse of the coin. The most noticeable doubling appears on the date, 1955, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." The letters appear to have a shadow-like effect, making them look doubled and slightly offset. This is what sets the coin apart from normal strikes or other forms of machine doubling. It's a true hub doubling, and only about 20,000 to 24,000 of these coins were released before the Mint discovered the error. Most of these coins entered circulation and were found in cigarette vending machines or change, making their way into the hands of everyday Americans. Now let's talk about value. In fine condition, which means the coin has noticeable wear, but all of the major design details are still clear, a genuine 1955 double-die penny can be worth anywhere from $800 to $1,500 or more. The exact value depends on the coin's surface, how visible the doubling is, and whether it has any damage like scratches or corrosion. Because so many of these coins circulated, it's common to find them with wear, But even a heavily circulated one, if it's a confirmed double die, holds significant value and is always in demand among collectors. Many people confuse the real double die with common machine doubling, where the coin appears doubled due to vibration or shift in the press during striking. But there's a huge difference. Real doubling is bold, rounded, and shows equal thickness in the doubled letters. Machine doubling, on the other hand, looks flat, shelf-like, and often affects only part of the design. If you think you have a 1955 penny with doubling, it's important to check carefully and compare with verified images or consult an expert. A good 10x magnifier will help, but sending the coin to a professional grading company like PCG's, NGC, or ANAX is the best way to confirm authenticity and increase its value. The 1955 double die penny isn't just a rare error, it's a piece of history. It was released during a time when the mint was under pressure to keep up with production, and the error was only discovered after many coins had already entered circulation. Instead of recalling them, the mint decided to let them remain in the public's hands. This decision created one of the most famous and sought-after errors in American coin collecting. Even today, more than 60 years later, collectors still search rolls of 1955 pennies, hoping to find this rare treasure. So if you ever come across a 1955 wheat penny, don't dismiss it based on wear or age. Take a closer look. If the date or lettering on the obverse shows bold, doubled images, you may be holding one of the most valuable error pennies ever made. And even in fine condition, its value is far beyond face value. Keep it safe. Never clean it, and consider submitting it for authentication. It's a coin that will always have a strong market because of its history, visibility, and the excitement it brings to collectors of all levels. In this video, we're taking a closer look at the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin from the post-World War II era that holds both historical value and collector interest. At first glance, the 1946 might seem like just another common wheat cent. After all, over 198 million of these coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint in that year. But there's more to this coin than just its age. When you consider its history, its connection to America's economic recovery after the war, and its solid demand among wheat penny collectors, the 1946 remains a coin worth understanding. Especially in fine condition, the 1946 penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the classic wheat ears on the back, which were part of the original reverse design used from 1909 to 1958. The S mint mark under the date tells us it was struck in San Francisco, one of 3 U.S. mints producing cents that year. After the war ended in 1945, copper returned to U.S. cent production following the use of steel in 1943. So the 1946 is made of the standard bronze composition, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, and carries a deep reddish-brown tone that collectors admire. In fine condition, the 1946 penny shows moderate circulation wear. You'll still see Lincoln's full outline, his facial features, and most of the lettering, but finer details like the hairlines or wheat stalk lines on the reverse may be partially worn away. This is a grade where the coin has clearly been used, but is still collectible and identifiable in all its major design elements. A 1946 penny in this condition is not rare, but it is appreciated by beginner collectors, coin roll hunters, and anyone building a circulated set of Lincoln cents. In terms of value, a 1946 in fine condition usually sells for about 5 to 15 cents, depending on its surface color, sharpness, and any unique features. Higher grade examples, such as those in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, can sell for more, up to a few dollars, or even higher if they're certified in mint state red condition. These coins are commonly found in coin albums and collections, passed down through families, so while they may not be rare, they still hold sentimental and collectible value. Some collectors also search for minor varieties or errors from the 1946 issue. These include possible repunched mint marks, die cracks, or die chips. While none of these varieties are extremely valuable on their own, they can add interest and value if clearly visible and authenticated. If you suspect your coin has an unusual mark or doubling, it's a good idea to check reference sites like Variety Vista or Wexler's die listings to compare. Always use a 10x or stronger magnifier to examine mint marks and small design elements carefully. The 1946S wheat penny is part of American coinage history. It was minted during a time of transition after the chaos of World War II, and before the changes that would come to U.S. coin design in the 1950s and 60s. Holding a 1946S penny, even in fine condition, is like holding a small piece of that history. It circulated in the hands of people who had just come through a world war, who were rebuilding their lives and communities. Every mark and scratch tells part of that story. So if you find a 1946S penny in your collection, in a coin roll, or even in your pocket change, don't ignore it. It may not be rare, but it still deserves a place in any wheat cent collection. And if you're building a full date and mint mark set from 1909 to 1958, the 1946S is an essential piece. Keep it in a protective hole, label it with its grade, and enjoy the history it represents.